Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Thermomixing Adventures. My name is Lisa Keegan, and this afternoon I thought I'd show you something brand new in the Thermomix, or at least brand new to me. Maybe you've tried it before, but I have not. And this is a beautiful hazelnut choc spread. Now, it is on cookie dough, so I am going to do a guided and talk about the different ways you could shake this up to make it a bit more of what you might like. So come along today and I'll show you how to do this. Now, it is on one of the internationals, so you will have to have your personalization set. If you need a hand to do so, please don't hesitate to reach out. I'd love to help you make sure you're getting the most out of cookiedough.com.au. Good afternoon, Carissa. Lovely to have you on this afternoon. All right, let's get started. I'm scrolling down. I'm just going to click on the first step there because it said continue. I was pre-weighing things and stuff. So you do need to roast some hazelnuts, okay? We've just got back in. I've only been in for about 10-15 minutes. I put the oven on hot. I then put them on the tray. I weighed them at 80 grams and I roasted them in there until just now, okay? So, hey Lynette, lovely to have you on as well. So that's what I've done already. It didn't take long to roast them. They may not be fully roasted, but they're certainly roasted enough. I was tempted to do them raw, but I do know hazelnuts, they do like to have that cookedness to them, so it brings out that hazelnut flavor like you get on your Ferrero Rochers. Anyone want to admit to loving the Ferrero Rochers? I know I do. I can't buy a packet of them because I'll eat the entire lot in one go and feel incredibly sick later. That's why we only have in our house, here's my secret, we only have 90% dark chocolate in our place because I have a full chocolate addiction otherwise, and I cannot stop at one bit. I will eat the entire lot and I will be incredibly unwell afterwards, but I just can't stop. Anyone else? Probably just me. All right, let's do this. Now, I am using my raw sugar today because I think if I use my monk fruit sweetener, it will crystallize. I've had some discussions with a lot of you guys lately who have been querying me on this monk fruit sweetener, and it is perfect low carb solution in baking and things like that. However, I find in jams, chutneys, even sometimes my vanilla paste, it gets grainy if it's left, and even condensed milk. It's fine if you go make ice cream with your condensed milk straight away, but let it sit in the fridge and it gets back to crystals. So I thought the last thing I want is this to be grainy, so I'm going to use the real deal. All right, I'm actually going to use this as part of my hamper anyway. Okay, so you know how we've been putting together, or we started yesterday more so, putting together things for hampers. I reckon a little chub of this in the hamper would just be amazing. So yeah, I don't mind that it's going to have a bit of raw. I also think this would be really yummy on apple and chocolate and hazelnut. Can't go wrong, right? All right, 50 grams of sugar to 90 grams. So I'll go with the 50. In it goes. Nearly there. Love the weighing. That'll do. 46. On with the lid. Let's make icing sugar. Gotta say, this is one of my most favorite things in the Thermomix. I still remember to this day, 8.5 years ago, watching this done for the first time and just being blown away. So let's make icing sugar. How cool is that? The reason I'm also showcasing you this week is because for those of you on my owners database and those who have subscribed to my website, tmxingadventures.com.au, it's with a T, so think BMXing, but put a T, tmxing.com.au. I sent out a newsletter last week, and this was on there as one of these things that you can start making for Christmas and for snacks and things like that. So that's also why, and I said in that newsletter I will start showcasing them this week forward. So that's also why you'll find this on there. Here we go, guys, the magic of icing sugar. Look at that. Doesn't get old all this time later. You can see the plume of icing sugar come out. I love that you don't have to buy it anymore. The only time I would consider buying icing sugar now is if I wanted pure white. Say I was making icing for a wedding cake and I wanted that white, you'd want to buy icing sugar because it's then being bleached or whatever they do to take the color out of it. But otherwise, just buy one lot of sugar and make it yourself. Okay, 80 grams of hazelnuts without skins toasted. Now, I'm not going to bother with the lack of skins. And for those of you wondering from last night's, the lack of skin didn't make a difference. Well, leaving the skin, wrong way round. Last night, I made the beautiful tomato chutney, okay? It has turned out amazing, and I left the skins on. And I had a little taste test on the way of putting it in the jars. Amazing. Don't worry about peeling them, okay? Little tip of the day, don't worry about peeling. Where you can get away with it, just leave it. So I did tell you I'd report back on that, and it was perfect. Okay, 80 grams of hazelnuts. Now, I did find last year that you could actually de-skin them by just rubbing them between a towel. It'll like knock those husks off, but I don't care. I'm all for eating whole stuff and not being fussy when I can. Hello, Leanne. Lovely to have you on this afternoon. Okay, 100 grams of dark chocolate. In it goes, broken into pieces. Now, I don't think they mean 90% like I'm using. I think they mean like 70%. That's your normal ratio of dark chocolate. But, yeah, go with whatever you like, okay? Just don't put the aluminium foil in. It doesn't taste very pleasant if you accidentally eat it. Okay. Next, on with the lid. It's going to mill this down. It's going to be noisy for 10 seconds. How quick is it though? If I ever did this in a blender before I had a Thermomix, it would take way more than 10 seconds and a whole lot of frustration in scraping it down. Let's spin it up. Nearly done. I don't know if you can hear that free spinning that's happening there. Sorry, that was rather loud. But that free spinning is probably happening because my hazelnuts have just come out the oven. They're likely to have been hot, so they've melted the chocolate and we're getting a bit of a goopy texture in there now. It's not just a powder. Yeah, look at that. Check that out. Oh, I don't know if you guys, let's see, where's this light? Now, I can't show you. It looks like icing in there, okay? That chocolate's melted with the hazelnut that was hot still. So we'll just keep going. Scrape down the sides with a spatula. Yeah. Okay, cocoa. 30 to 50 grams of cocoa. In that goes. I'm going to go 30 because I did pull that sugar down as well. So I'll pull that down. And it also has the really dark chocolate in it as well. I reckon if you were using a lighter chocolate, like a milk chocolate, even though it doesn't call for that, I know some of you guys will use your milk chocolate, you could go heavier on the cocoa then, all right, and heavier on the sweetener even. 70 grams of butter. Isn't this going to make it yummy? So guess what, guys? Not dairy free, okay? Sorry to be the bearer of bad news. This one is not dairy free today. So 70 grams of butter, in it goes. Well, that's close enough. 66. And 100 grams of full cream milk. Now, I actually thought about swapping this for coconut milk or coconut cream, but I figured because I had the butter in there, it's already got dairy in it, right? It can't be fully dairy free. I probably could try putting something else in instead of this. Maybe I could try putting some grapeseed oil or some flavorless oil or even maybe coconut oil. But I'm not familiar enough with this recipe. So watch this space between now and Christmas. I'll see if I can get a chance to give it a go using some alternatives so that it becomes dairy free as well. But it is gluten free, which is cool. Not nut free. No lunch boxes. For those of you who send lunch boxes to school, don't send this to school, okay? In the lunch box. Beautiful on crackers though. As I said, I love it on apple. Well, actually, let's say I've never made this. So I like Nutella on apple. All right. So I'm guessing it's going to be a bit like a Nutella. Haven't had Nutella since I was probably 20. So yes. Now, another tip is when we get to the end of this recipe and we scrape it out, don't clean out the bowl. You make a milkshake with your bowl. Okay. So don't throw the leftovers out. Use them, put them to work for you. Now it's got 6 minutes and it's going to cook this at 50 degrees. Now 50 degrees is your melting temperature. So if you want to ever melt chocolate, don't do it at 60, don't do it at 70, definitely don't do it at 100. It will cook the solids out of it. You'll end up with the fats and the solids separate and you end up with the oiliness. 50 degrees is actually a melting chocolate temperature. So chances are, because we've actually already melted the chocolate in there, this will not take 6 minutes to come to temperature. So I'll just spin this up. Let me just tell you the rest of the recipe because it's actually super easy from here on in. It's going to be smooth like consistency and we're going to put it in a jar and that's it. It is literally done at that point in time. So that's how simple this is. Let's just have a look at this temperature. It's not hot yet, but it certainly won't take long. Let me grab a spatula. 45 already, so give us another 30 seconds and this will be nice and hot already. Hey Grace, lovely to have you on. Hey Kalinda, how are you today? Let me just show you this. Because I do have that melted chocolate, I can kind of fast forward this. The disadvantage is though, is I reckon potentially this won't be as smooth as it could have been. I'm just giving you guys some troubleshooting here. Actually, and it's not scraped down. I need to scrape it down. Golly gosh, it's gotten dark all of a sudden. Let me just scrape this down. And I'll show you what's going on in here. And I might actually put it back on for a second, because then I can turn the light on and then I'll show you what's going on in here. Let me just put that back on. Give me a moment. I'll flick the light on. All right, let me show you what's happening in there. Hopefully you can now see that now there's lights on in here. I think there's a storm rolling in again this afternoon, possibly. Have a look at this. Oh, can we see? Goodness. All right, this way. Ready? We can do this. Where's the lights? All right. Can you see that texture in there at the moment? Can you see how it's a little grainy? Chances are it's grainy because I actually didn't get to mill those hazelnuts completely down, because they went clumpy with that chocolate. So if you've got hot hazelnuts like I did a second ago, do yourself a favor and don't put the chocolate in on that step. Because what happened on mine is the chocolate melted with the heat of the hazelnuts, because I just got them out of the oven, and that's meant the hazelnuts didn't get really down to that fine powder that then will become nice and smooth in here. They didn't get that fine because they got clumpy with the chocolate. So a little tip from me right now is to make sure you let it, don't put that chocolate in if your hazelnuts are still hot. Mill your hazelnuts down to the powder, then add the chocolate and continue on. I don't need to cook this up to melt the chocolate because it's already melted. You can see that, but you can see the texture in there. Mine is going to be a little grainy. You can see that. I don't think it really matters. Now you could shake this recipe up. All right, have a think. Crunchy nut Nutella, I love it. Yep. Now you could shake this recipe up if you like those Jaffa lollies. When you do the sugar step, put in 2 peels of your orange. All right, and then you've made that beautiful orange chocolate flavor. If you like peppermint, some peppermint oil into this, or peppermint essence, a little bit, just the tiniest bit. If you like Bounty bars, what about some coconut into that? So there's so many ways you can shake this flavoring up to make it whatever your preference might be. To then use on toast, to eat on apple. I know I'm a bit weird. I like it on apple. I like peanut butter on apple as well. Just if you thought I was weird, now you can probably think I'm a little bit more weirder. But there's so many things you can use this for. And I reckon, as I said, it will be smoother if you don't have your hot hazelnuts in there as well. So that's it. I'm going to put this in a jar. I'm going to try and hide it in the back of the fridge. It does say that it'll keep 3 to 5 weeks in the fridge. So that's a pretty cool time, which means you don't have to make it hugely in advance if you are going to put it in hampers. Although I would suggest that you just make it and try it and tell me what you think. Hey Jules, lovely to have you on. It seems like it's been ages. Hey Kalinda. Oh, chili flavored. Okay, we're not chili lovers, so I didn't think of that. But of course, chili would be amazing in there as well. I also reckon if you made this smooth, wouldn't it make a yummy icing on a cake? I reckon that would be absolutely beautiful. Or even, I wonder if you could coat some nuts or something in it, like kind of bliss balls, chill them and wrap them in, put them in some coconut as well. So many different ways of using this. However, I'm looking forward to just dipping into it with a spoon and trying it before the kids get back in from their bike ride. But that's it for me today. Have a fantastic afternoon. Let me know what you're making in your Thermomix. Remember to share your pictures. This week, as you share your pictures into my customer support group, you guys are going in the draw to win a gift card. So thank you to those of you who have already shared your foodie pictures into there. If I can help you with anything regarding your Thermomix, if you've got questions about recipes, if you need inspiration, if you've fallen off the wagon and you need motivation, I am your coach to help you get the very most out of your Thermomix. And I love nothing more than hearing from you. So feel free at any stage, message, ring, through the internet, whatever. Okay guys, love hearing from you, but have a fantastic afternoon. I'm going to jar this up. I will share a photo later as well, but take care. And do let your friends and family know $29 bowl offer is still on, deal of the year. Okay, I don't want anyone to miss out, so please make sure they know, and please send them my way when they're ready to get a Thermomix on their bench, because I'd love to help them take those steps and help them get the very most out of it. But take care, and I will see you tomorrow for tomorrow is chicken Kievs, which I love. It's been a long time since we've made them, and it's such a quick recipe. It sounds daunting, but it's really not, which I'm excited to show you tomorrow how easy it is to put that together. It's a great dinner. It's a great freezer filler. You can do halves, you can do doubles, you can do so much with it, which is why I want to show you tomorrow. Everything from mincing your own meat to making your own gluten-free breadcrumbs, and this is low carb, so it is good for you too if you like low carb. But otherwise, guys, take care, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.